Howdy, folks. It's the Truth Seeker, and I'm on my way home from work. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I got a job recently, and I've been working there for a month now. I am so grateful to have a job right now. And it's closer to home, so it's less of a drive. That means more time and energy for family and for friends. And so good things happening. The best is yet to come. And so basically, I was out of work for a year, and I had some interviews. I had a lot of interviews this last year, but I kept trying something new at each interview. And this last interview, I dyed my hair because I thought maybe I wasn't looking as vital as I used to, because I had, a lot more salt than pepper on the sides there. It's already starting to grow out again, and I'm debating whether I should dye my hair again. At any rate, I thought I would start recording while I'm driving home. So that I can utilize this time on the road to hash out different ideas and thoughts about those things that I'm studying and those things that I want to focus on. Well, obviously, number one on my mind right now is my wife. And so yeah, she's definitely an area of focus that I need to give more time to. And obviously, being out of work for a year was a great time to spend time together, and it was good for me too, because I didn't have to have all of my energy going into work, and so there was more energy to give to her, for cooking, for cleaning, for gardening. And I think that helped me, being the personality type that I am, and also that I suspect that I might be on the autistic spectrum. So sure enough, I've been at this job for a month, and already coming home from work, my wife has noted, you're changing back to what your normal ways again. You're using all your energy at work, and then when you get home, there's none left for her. So that's difficult, but as long as I know about that, I can start to come up with different solutions to rest and to regain my energy. Number one, I'm going to try to start cutting back on coffee again. So today I didn't drink coffee. just decaffeinated ginger tea. So yeah, I got to get my energy back up again, and coffee is not going to help. It helps you at work while you're in the midst of everything, but then I really pay for it later on, and not being able to get to sleep, and it's cumulative. It's like, if you're drinking it every day, it just eventually catches up with you and you're just exhausted. So today, no coffee. Tomorrow, no coffee. And I'll try to just keep going without coffee for a while. And if I do drink some, I'll just drink a little, or like 1 cup with no sugar. And so I do need to start looking into getting tested again for possible autistic spectrum disorder. Not that that's going to help change anything. It's not going to change who I am. But it will give me something to latch a hold of, a foundation, if you would, to state to myself, this is what I am, this is where I'm working from. But honestly, the labels and all that, I know how I am. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. And so, I've said this before, I'm not going to wait around for a test or anything like that, but I do need to start looking into getting a test again now that I'm back to work. For a while there, I was going to some psychology appointments, trying to get a diagnosis. That wasn't working out real well. I need to get another psychologist or another person who specializes in adult autistic spectrum. So that is important for me, and it's important for my wife, because it was great while I was off work, because the less stress, the less energy, right? And I think what I've read mostly is that individuals that suffer from autism or autistic spectrum disorder, or what we call mildly autistic, slightly autistic, still suffer a great deal, expending a lot of energy in the work world, and coming home is like your time to just let go and not even thinking about it. I'm just coming home and just being so Autisticky? I don't know how to say it. Introverted, pensive, really desiring my space, really wanting to be isolated, really falling back into my rituals, like being resistant to doing things until I can go through my rituals of, whatever it is, taking my shoes off, putting them in a certain place, taking my work clothes off, putting my home clothes on. It's very hard for me to do things outside of that. It's not that I can, it's just takes away from my reservoir of energy for the day. It's like, okay, gonna expend a little more energy to change the routine right now. And then when that happens, when I change my routines, I begin to forget things, like forgetting where I lay my wallet, forgetting where I lay my keys. There's a certain sequence of events that I go through each day to make sure that I've got all the items I need for my daily work routine. So, yeah.